And good morning. Welcome to Today at the Races, presented by Fidelity First. We're live here at the Laurel Park paddock. I'm Stanton Salter, along with our odds maker, Keith Fustel. It's the Class on the Grass day today here at Laurel Park, featuring 6 turf stakes on our world-class turf courses. And we have some of the best grass courses in the country today. We'll be on the All Along in the Fort Marcy today. A lot of trainers and jockeys say it. Best turf course in the country here at Laurel Park, and we're going to see some great racing on it today.
Absolutely. You couldn't ask for a better day right now. I had a little rain last night, or actually early this morning. I don't know if they got any really down here in Laurel, but just enough. It's taken some of some of that humidity. It's gone. It's a beautiful day for racing. Get everybody out on the apron. But as you said again, one of the best turf courses, if not the best turf course in the country at Laurel Park.
Let's show you the 6 stakes we have on the grass today here. We have 4 Virginia bred stakes and 2 Maryland bred stakes. The Maryland bred stakes is the 75,000 Jamila Stakes, and also the Mr. Diz, the $75,000 Mr. Diz Stakes. That's going to be the feature today, of course, with Ben's Cat and Flash Phelps in there. But we have some great Virginia bred stakes, the 75,000 Edward Evans Stakes. That's going to feature the champion Rosebriar in there.
Rosebriar, and it catches a shorter field. Looks like the speed of the speed. If Rosebriar comes away cleanly, looks like it's his race to lose on the front end. He should be able to dictate things.
All right, so a great day for horse racing today here. It's fast and firm, beautiful conditions, nice carryover in that Rainbow Pick 6. This is a money-making day today. We have 11 races, 11 live races, 6 turf stakes, nice carryover in that Rainbow Pick 6. That's going to start race 6 today on our 11-race program, $11,634. There was a single for the whole jackpot yesterday on one of the favorites. The horse didn't win, so that gives us a nice carryover today. They put $5,000 into it yesterday.
Excellent.
I have to imagine they'll put more into it today, and you get some long shots home on your ticket today, some long shots in some of those turf stakes, and you could have a nice shot at taking it all down.
I know you like a couple prices. I like a couple sprinkled along the way. Hopefully, I can say double that handle from yesterday, maybe 10, 12, 15,000 put into that Rainbow Pick 6 today would be really nice, and a good little stretch of races for that Pick 6.
Yeah, it's going to feature 4 stake races in that Rainbow Pick 6. Starts race 6 today here, race 6 on our 11-race program. We also have a nice little late Pick 4 bonus for you. For all you premier players, we have the Hit It and Split It Saturday late Pick 4 promotion. Split your share of $300 bonus points here in the late Pick 4. You must be a premier player to participate. Bonus awarded in premier player points. So go to Guest Services and make sure you're a premier player and jump on in for the Hit It and Split It late Pick 4 today here at Laurel Park. All right, we have a full card to get to. Let's show you the beautiful conditions. Fast and firm, 11 races. First race post time is 1:10. We're on the Fort Marcy and the All Along turf courses today.
Yeah, as we talked about it, just perfect conditions today. Main track, we only had 3 races yesterday on the dirt. Played pretty fair. I think all along this turf course and main track been pretty fair. A little bit of a wide bias, I thought, on Sunday's races, last Sunday, but I think we should be good to go today. There you go, 80s, mostly sunny. Touch of breeze to take a little bit of the heat away. It's gorgeous out there.
All right, you can enjoy the races out there on the apron and get yourself a table in there and tips or Tycoons, Garden Terrace. Enjoy some live racing, some simulcast racing from across the country as well. Let's get right to it here in the opener. We're going to kick off the early Pick 5 here in race 1. Both your Pick 5s here at Laurel Park. Your best bet with that industry low 12% takeout. It's a mandatory payout here on the early Pick 5 starting in race 1. We'll be on the main track going 7 furlongs. This is a 16,000 starter allowance, optional claimer 16,000. I'm going with Demon Buster. A 2-time winner here at Laurel Park, was 3rd at this level last out. The beaten favorite 2 starts ago here at Laurel Park at this level. You get Prado aboard. He's been kind of an underachiever his last couple races. This will be his 3rd race back off that little freshening he had earlier this year. He should be better than this group of horses. He hasn't been running that well recently. Hopefully Prado can get a good trip on him today.
Yeah, he's won at the distance. I don't know if he's had that finishing kick that we've seen in the past that Demon Buster has shown. He gets the right kind of flow up in front of him. I know we have the scratch of the one Grecian Prince who should have been forcing the issue from the inside. We'll wait for him another day. Will he be mine? He's kind of a different horse right now. He paired up lower 80 buyers. The speed is there. He's been very keen, very eager on the front end. I think he's going to have some company. Have a little bit of a target to sit just outside in the 4. Jump shot Johnny for Tim Chrysler coming in. That was first blinkers last time with a blowout victory against much lesser. He'll probably go ahead and send it. I think the 7 Sing Praises for Kenny Decker will be sitting perched to make a move. I don't know if he's going to quite sustain it 7, but a good effort against better horses last time and against Struth and any Court and Storm. I think Tatr freshened up for Mary Epler. I know he gets a little bit further back than maybe I'd like it to 7 for a long distance, but he fits. 2 for 8 at the distance with a second and a third. Toss the last, much better in that 2 other than company. I like this move, freshened up the protect move. To Dare. I think he's going to make a real nice grinding run. Got the money rider in Karamanos for Mary Epler.
Yeah, I respect that one. I use that one in my top 3. It's a nice 5-furlong workout at Pimlico, June 4th, 101 and 4, second fastest works of the day at that distance. So I used the 6. You get a nice price there on that runner, 6-1 there on the 6-2 there. Keith's top pick. I'll go with the 3. Damon Buster. Looks like we like the same 4 horses there in the opener.
Okay.
Nice starter allowance to kick off the early pick 5. Let's turn the page here. Race 2, we start the early pick 4 here, and a little carryover in the super high 5. The rolling super high 5 will start race 2 today. A little over $700 in that super high 5 carryover. It's a low 15% takeout on the super high 5. Keep your eye on that throughout the day. Sometimes you catch a very nice carryover in that rolling super high 5 throughout the day. Every race was 7 or more betting
One
interests.
yesterday, if I'm not mistaken, hedged up
Bunch of
pretty
money,
big.
yeah.
And somebody took it down for 29,000.
Yes,
really
you're right.
nice score.
You're right.
Yep, had to do their homework, and they got it done, and they were rewarded, no doubt. Race 2, Stan, interesting. I think that the favoritism is going to really kind of go between the 3, Saida, and the 5, Winner's Dream. Saida, I'm against her today, Stan. She really benefited last time out, getting the lead, an easy lead, and dictated when the other speed threat kind of bobbled, was roughed up a little bit at the break. I think Ortega from the outside is a definite speed threat. She might even be a little bit quicker with Prado for trainer Jane Sibeli. But I think Winner's Dream transferring to the turf for the first time for Sagamore and trainer Horacio De Paz is going to be tough. Comes out of 2 other than optional races on the main track. Look at the breeding. 4 turf-winning siblings in this line here. So I think Winner's Storm will be able to sit somewhere mid-pack. I think the 7 Follow the Pedals. It was very dangerous. Might get an okay price, maybe in that 5 to 6-1 range for trainer Hugh McMahon. 2-back try. The lone try on the turf was good behind Schiffer Magician. Was able to come an outside trip. Just missed. The Lasix goes on. Schiffer Magician came back to run well in a state-bred allowance race. I like the 7 here. I'm between the 5 and the 7. They're my top key horses in race 2.
All right. I will go with the 4. It looks like it was a nice setup race last out for trainer Joan Reynolds. They took the horse back. They rated the horse. Came with a nice late run. The horse that won that race, Sarah's Whisper, who beat Katie's horseplay last time. Sarah's Whisper would come back to win. Caramanos won on this horse, sprinting on the turf here at Laurel last December. This will be the first time trying long on the turf. I'll go with the 4, Katie's horseplay, who you like a little bit. I'm getting a nice price there, 8-1 with Caramanos.
Yeah, I think this horse is going to slip through the cracks a little bit at the windows, but you see keys up against Magician's Vanity, who has come back to run well, actually beat Saida, and Saida's 2-back race. So, yeah, you're going to get a square price on the 4, Katie's horseplay.
This is a nice starter allowance to kick off the early pick 4. It's going to be on the Fort Marcy turf course with the rail, 87 feet there in race 2, a mile and a 16th. Let's turn the page. Race 3 is the first of 6 turf stakes we have on our world-class turf course here this afternoon at Laurel Park. It's the Class on the Grass, and the Edward Evans is for Virginia Breds. Race 3 for Virginia Breds. The Edward Evans, named after the famous late breeder down there in Virginia, Ned Evans. He bred some good ones, including Quality Road, his most recent champion. The Edward Evans will be going a mile on the all-along turf course. And let's take a look here at Rosebriar. Rosebriar, he owns this race. And here's the 8-year-old's win last September here. This was last September at Laurel in the Burt Allen.
Yeah, the Burt Allen. We're going to pick it up at the quarter pole. You see the short comment. Perfect trip. Hand urge. Just sat off of a duel. And when Trevor, I was interested, let's go, Trevor. The horse responding, kicked away, just under steady hand encouragement to the wire. Much the best. Looks like clearly the best horse on paper today. I know we've got the scratch of the 7 Galaxy Express. I think the 2 Jump Ship will come down off of that 30-1 morning line a little bit. But Rosebriar, I think the firmer ground is going to help. He really kind of doesn't like that softer, a little bit more give, and he kind of, was hurt by that, hindered, I should say, behind Irish Straight, was a little keen and really didn't have that finishing punch that we've seen. But looking at the field stand, I think he pops the gate and just goes right to the front in here. I mean, if somebody wants to go out and try to steal it, he'll sit and raid. But he looks like the fastest early and the fastest late in this field.
Well, he's just the best animal in the race. And
Yeah.
you get the Hall of Famer Edgar Prado aboard for Jane Sabelli, Rosebriar. People might not like the 2 to 5 price, but I think the way you bet this horse, you key him. I think he's a beautiful key horse for that early pick 5.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you got the early pick 5, the pick 4s, and your pick 3s. So that's how you got to get if you're going to get any value out of him, that's how it's going to be done. Special Envoys tried him several times. He hasn't been able to get the best of him, but he clearly does look second best today.
All right, so Rosebriar, short favorite there, heavy favorite there, and a short field there in the Ed Evans first to 6 turf stakes there on the all along. I'll be out there by the starting gate before they pop the gates there for the Edward Evans. Try to give you a trackside update there as horses going to the gate and the Ed Evans. We'll take a look at Rosebriar, going to be a heavy favorite there, as he should be against. I mean, this is a horse that it was just a good third in a Grade 3. He won a Grade 3 at Gulfstream West last November. A good effort in the Grade 2 Fort Lauderdale, and now we're talking about restricted Virginia-bred stake races. So
and really no disgrace too back against his Sen. The ground wasn't his favorite type of ground.
Right.
He battled. He put up a big fight. Faded a little bit late. Senek's gone on to win a big race, I think, up in New York. So.
All right, so Rosebriar, you're going to put on a show, I think, today in the Edward Evans race 3. Let's turn the page. Race 4, we kick off the middle pick 4 here. This is this could be a stake race here. A 3 other than allowance race. You don't see these races go too often. When they do, there's a nice bunch of horses in there, 3 and up. 3 other than optional, claiming 32,000, 6 furlongs on the main track, and nobody's in better form right now than Struth. Let's take a look at his powerhouse performance here late May over there at Pimlico.
Let's take a look. Struth, the 4-horse, coming into the stretch and just sat poised, ready to go 3 wide. And just really responded. Kind of a freakish effort, Stan. You see him just pulling away. The move from the 3/16th pole to the 8th pole was just as strong as I've seen in a while from any horse going the distance over at Pimlico. This was a big effort. Switched to the left leg late, but plenty left in the tank. Really eager. That was first time for Kieran. 95 buyer. I mean, just a big jump up. He's going to have to run something pretty close back to it, though, I think, to win. Jin Makes You Sin, he's a horse that looks like he's a little bit better at Parks, but he's awfully quick. There's not a ton of other speed in the race. I see it as a lineup. Jin Makes You Sin goes out. Struth takes a stalking position again and goes and gets it. Never Gone South. He's going to be a short price. The blinkers go on. Once again, there's that move that I hate. Running great on the dirt, let's try him on the turf. And he just kind of bounced off form. I know he was against some real heavy heads last time in Whitmore and AP Indian. I expected a little bit better. He was down against the grain. They're going to try the blinkers on. If he comes back to his most recent try at Laurel, big effort, he can win it.
Yeah, he's a nice horse. We know he's a stakes winner here at Laurel Park. We saw he had a lot of ability early on here with Never Gone South. He's tailed off a little bit the last couple races, but that was a very tough field in the Grade 3 Maryland Sprint. They're trying something different with him today. They're putting the blinkers on. Cal Lynch about 15% with that move. Never Gone South. This is his home track. He trains here at Laurel Park. 6 for 8 in the money. Been working well in the mornings. Nice work from the gate. That was probably with the blinkers on. Nice half-mile work from the gate. 48 flat. That was the 4th fastest work out of 85 works June 10th here at Laurel Park. So we know he's a nice horse. They're trying to figure something out here to get his 4-year-old campaign on the right track.
Absolutely. He ran fast at 2. He came back in good form from November to January, right behind Stall Walking Dude. Imperial Hint, some really good horses. That's just that move that I don't like. You can't fault him. Maybe they couldn't find a race, and they said, hey, let's give it a shot. You saw the breeding. You get Spitestown, Perfect Soul on the bottom. Just didn't fire. Blinkers might wake him up. Things get hot and heavy on the front, and he's going to like. I think Grande Shores may be your price horse underneath in the exactas for trainer Kenny Decker. In for the tag, in for the 32. Not a disgraceful try, April 21st, after a pretty decent layoff behind Just Call Kenny, was against the grain of the racetrack. Tossed the mile race. I think this horse will be running from the back of the pack.
Yeah, Kenny Decker's done well here. I'll use the 5 in my top 3 as well. So it looks like we have the same 4 horses there. A nice upper level allowance feature there, going 3/4 on the main track. All right, let's turn the page here. Race 5, the second. Well, we'll do a commercial break
Okay.
after this race, guys, to get everybody ready for the pick six. Let's talk about the Nellie Mae Cox here, race 5. We're going a mile on the all along. This is for filly mares 3 and up, registered Virginia bred, Virginia sired horses, and we have the first 2 finishers from this race last year. Let's take a look here at Queen Caroline and Secret or Not slugging it out last year here in the Nellie Mae Cox. And Queen Caroline, she's going to be my top pick this year over Secret or Not, and she gets the best of Secret or Not. This was at Pimlico last year in the Nellie Mae Cox, and this was her. She was stepping up from maiden special weight company to stakes company, and she got the money with Alex Cintron aboard. Good effort from Secret or Not to be second. Secret or Not now in the barn of Ferris Allen. I'm picking the same exact of this year here in the Nellie Mae Cox. Queen Caroline over Secret or Not.
Yeah, kind of look comparing this race maybe to the Evans a little bit. Again, not a lot of speed types in the race. Secret or Not chased and made a pretty good run at middle move and then kind of fighting just a little bit against Emelina, who set those really brisk fractions at Laurel on June the 10th. I just think Secret or Not is looking for the value in the exact to stand that she might be the one as a real pace threat to be around a long time in the Nellie Mae Cox.
Well, we have a soundbite here from trainer Ferris Allen. Now, Secret or Not last year was in the barn of Ollie Figgins. This year in the barn of Ferris Allen. Had a nice comeback win early May here on a yielding turf course at Laurel Park here, and a good third against Allowance Company last out. The new barn very pleased that they acquired this filly over the wintertime.
We really like this filly. She's been terrific to train, and when we bought her this winter, we were lucky enough to find her. We bought her out of Eagle Point Farm in Ashland, Virginia, and she came in and trained just terrifically up to her first race, just as advertised. And then she was able to win her first start over a real soft going off of a long layoff. So that really said something to us about her. And then we ran her 2 weeks ago in a 2 other than allowance, and she got bumped a couple times. We think she probably should have been second, but she still ran a real positive race. Pretty honest girl.
This is her third start off the layoff. How's she coming into the Nellie Mae Cox?
We're real happy with her. You know, it's a 2-week turnaround, so she didn't need to do much in between. And she's just a nice, easygoing filly, so I don't think having, you know, this short spin back should affect her. I'm more worried about the toughness of the rest of the race.
All right, well, she's got the credentials to run well. Best of luck on Saturday, Ferris.
Thank you, Gabby.
All right, Keith, so Secret or Not, a 3-time winner on the grass here at Laurel Park. She's 10 for 15 in the money. You get the Hall of Famer Edgar Prado, I think, a great value here. Lots to like about the 5 Secret or Not at 12 to 1.
Yeah, I know she's only tried the mile once. I think this is the perfect distance for her to give her maximum effort, and she has room to move up. You've seen her run up, you know, up in the lower 80 buyer figures. I think she topped out at a higher 70 at Laurel, but she's your price shot to use underneath. I don't know if she can beat either the 1 Armoire or the 8 Queen Caroline. I give a slight edge to the 1. I know Queen Caroline's a really nice filly, not taking anything away from her. A big 89 behind Cambodia on lead, but I think Armoire is a filly right now. It's getting better. I think she's ready to make that next step. And last time out, she beat a good field, gone away, came back out of that race to win the 2 other than that Secret or Not was part of last time out. Armoire will sit with cover. I think that's the perfect trip for her. I think she's going to be able to kind of relax a little bit. Where Queen Caroline may have to sit outside, I think she's able to save every bit of ground. I think it's going to enhance her punch through the final 16th of a mile.
You know, looks like a very nice homebred here for the Firestone family. They breed some nice ones down there in Virginia. These are the races they like to win here, these Virginia bred stakes. She's well bred by Artie Schiller. Looks like Delacour has her going in the right direction now. As a 4-year-old, she should get a nice ground-saving trip there with Centeno down there on the inside. So I use her in my my top 3. Absolutely have to respect her. The 3 Complete Saint. She's a 7-year-old mare. She's been managed very well by trainer Lilith Boucher. She's made almost she's made over $250,000 now with Complete Saint. She's run well here at Laurel Park before. She's 4 for 8 in the money with the win. Forrest Boyce aboard. This will be her only 3rd start this year. I think at a big price, she offers some value in this race.
I think she's going to come from, you know, somewhere around mid-pack in this field. She shouldn't be too far back with the real lack of speed. Yeah, she's going to have to step up a little bit. I think she's underneath. I don't know if she's going to be able to outfinish the 1 or the 8, but a user, no doubt, and she does love Laurel Park.
All right, so Secret or Not in Queen Caroline, they're going to slug it out again in the Nellie Mae Cox. That's the second of 6 turf stakes here today at Laurel Park. It's the Class on the Grass. When we come back, the Rainbow Pick 6. That starts in race 6 today, a little over 11,000. Both Keith and I have tickets. It starts with the Jamila Stakes in race 6. We'll come back with that. Here's a commercial break. The best bets at Laurel Park are the Pick 5s, and we have 2 of them. The early Pick 5 starts in race 1 and is a mandatory payout. The late Pick 5 is the last 5 races of the day and has carryover potential. Both Pick 5s at Laurel Park have an industry-low 12% takeout. The Pick 5s at Laurel Park, your best bet. All right, welcome back today. The race is presented by Fidelity First. I'm Stanton Salter, Keith Fusel. It's a beautiful day, Class on the Grass. 6 turf stakes here on our world-class turf course, and nice Pick 6 carryover. Let's show you that. $11,634. I think a beautiful day to go after it. I'm going to go after this today. I love my ticket. I'm going to play a little bit more than my on-air ticket. I know you have a Pick 6 ticket as well. It's going to feature 4 stake races here in today's Pick 6 sequence.
Yeah. Whatever you want to. There we go. There's my Pick 6, $57.60. 3 deep to start it with a 1, 3, and 8. Basically, now we're going to have all, it looks like, in race 7 with the later scratch of the 6 uplifting. Also take out the 4 and the 7 in there. Race 8, 2 deep. Price shot maybe. What a Wildcat 2-notch row, though. I mean, the old guy, he comes back. He's pointed for this. I think he gets it done at a short price. Race 9, there's my single of the day. I really was trying to get through this without a single, but I had to make it manageable because she might be a little vulnerable. Pretty much an omni-fig, but she hasn't been on her game. I think this class drop is probably going to pick her head up. 4 deep in the 10th. A spread race. Mr. Diz, probably, I think, one of the tougher races to navigate on today's card. In race 11, with the maidens, we're going to finish it out with the 2, 4, and 5. 57.60, Stan.
All right, I like your ticket here. You're deep into Mr. Diz. If anybody else but Flash? Well, Flash Phelps is 3-1 in there, so it's a great betting race, and he's your favorite. Ben's Cat 7-2, and anybody else but those 2, you get an even better price. So you're 4 deep there. Let's take a look here at my Rainbow Pick 6 ticket. I'm going to go with 2 singles as well. I'm going to single on Flash Phelps in the Mr. Diz, my best bet of the day. I love my ticket here, $48 play. I'm going to go 5 deep here in the Jamila using the 1, 2, 3, 8, and the 11. The 2 lay weekend, my top pick here at 15-1. Fergal Lynch aboard for Timmy Keefe. I think this race has long shot written all over it. The 11, Look Who's Talking, at a huge price. Might run a big race second off the layoff. The 8, Lovable Lady, always tough with Caramanos and Mary Epler. Another filly I don't even have on here on my Pick 6 ticket, the 5, If I Was a Boy. I might have to throw that horse in late at the window. So going 5 deep here in the Jamila race 7. That's a nice allowance race for 3-year-olds. I'll go with the 1, 2, 3, 5 in there. I guess that's the whole field in there with the scratches. So going all there in race 7. Race 8, I'm going to single race 8. I'm going to single on the 10-year-old 2-notch road. He dominates these Virginia breds, a 2-time winner here at Laurel. So keying on the 7 2-notch road in the White Oak Farm. Race 9, the M. Tyson Gilpin. I'll try to beat the heavy favorite, the 7 Rapid Rhythm. I'll use that one. I think the 3 Awake Today could run a huge race coming off the layoff. And also on the outside, the 11 Northern Eclipse. Sheldon Russell aboard for Hugh McMahon. And then the Mr. Diz, race 10, I'll key on the Maryland bred champion, Flash Phelps. I think he's going to love this 6-furlong distance. And then nice maiden special weight to finish things off today. I'll go with the 2, 4, 5, 9 there in race 11, a $48 play. I'm going to play it for more than that at the windows today because even if you have to split it with somebody, I think there'll be some good late money, some good new money put into the Pick 6 today.
Yeah, the key's there, Rapid Rhythm, 2-notch road. Can you upset them at those shorter prices? Then you've got your shot to go ahead and be the single ticket winner, I believe. The Mr. Diz. Flash Phelps, he might come down a little bit off of that 3-1. I just had a really kind of tough, with the layoff and everything, but he's
Sure.
working so strong, they might pop into him a little bit more. He might drift down to 5-2 or 2.
Well, let's take a look here at this 15-1 shot I like here in race 6, the Jamila Stakes for Maryland-bred filly and mares, 6 furlongs on the Fort Marcy turf course with the rail at 87 feet. This race starts at pick 6. Here's Lay Weekend. Let's show you Lay Weekend, May 7th here at Laurel Park. This was against Maryland-bred Allowance Company. This was her turf debut. She had already won on the dirt before. She had good dirt form and very good turf debut here at Laurel Park, and she'd follow up this. This was on a good turf course here at Laurel Park. Lay Weekend's win. Then she'd follow up this effort, a good second with an inside trip over there at Pimlico against Open Allowance Company, a good second there on a firm turf course. She's paired up a couple 70-plus buyer speed figures. Trainer Tim Keefe, he's high on this 3-year-old daughter of Great Notion. She's stepping up in the stakes company today. Let's see what Trainer Tim Keefe had to say a couple mornings ago about his Maryland-bred filly Lay Weekend in the Jamila.
Yeah, I have been. She's been a filly that ever since she came from Lynn Ashby's, she's moved forward. Not a lot of times you get a horse that takes every step forward like she has. She's a pleasure to have in the barn. She trains hard. She's very sound. She has ability. And the most important attribute that she has is she has that desire to want to win that a good horse, really good horse, has to have. Fergal's been on her for most of her starts, for all of her starts, and he's always been impressed with her. We've always liked her from the beginning, and he's always said also, he says, let's wait until the summertime when we have turf. He really thought she would excel on the turf. She's trained well on the turf, and she ran well on the turf for us last time. So we're excited about running her. I do think the race came up a little tougher maybe than I thought it might, but we're going to give her a shot.
Keith, we knew she was good on the dirt, and then now we know she's good on the turf,
Yeah.
and she might be even better and getting better on the turf. That workout April 30th here at Laurel Park, 3 furlongs on the turf with the dogs up 38. I talked to some people that saw that work. It was a very impressive work, so they knew she would be good on the turf, and she's been good on the turf. She's going to have to step up in the stakes company today, though.
One of those that you kind of see, bucks the trend that I don't like, that running well in the dirt, the turf. Younger horse, they gave it the opportunity. But the one thing you're seeing in Maryland, Stan, is we've got turf racing so long.
Sure.
The opportunity is like a stallion like Great Notion now. His value's going to go up because we've seen the horses be able to handle the turf.
Yep.
Dirt. You've got to be versatile. Your stable has to be versatile in
Yep.
Maryland right now. You've got to have some turf horses in the barn, and you get fillies like this, or horses, colts with geldings, whatever you want that are versatile. Boy, it's a big plus if you're stabled here in the Mid-Atlantic, especially here at Laurel Park. And the weekend, it's definitely moving the right way.
Do I have a shot here? With my
Yeah, and I
shot?
like what Tim Keefe said. She's got that determination of a winner. She looks like a winner. Even last time at Unicoi was the lone speed, and boy, she just was really determined. Just missed down inside. But she's got a lot of fight in her, and she's got to move up though a little bit more.
Sure.
These are some really good older fillies and mares. The fillies and mares. Everything lovely, lovable lady. Good race. The weekend's going to sit a good trip though, because the dead speed is to her inside. I think she'll be able to draft in a position around the turn.
All right, you have the
got
reliable,
the- yeah.
lovable lady on top. She'll be right there with Caramanos aboard for Mariappa. Her third race back today off that little freshening she had earlier this year. She's always very tough, especially against Maryland-bred company.
Yeah, I mean, she got the best of her last time, was really relentless back in August of 2016 in this race. I don't see any difference. She's pretty much maintained her form on the dirt. She had that one big win, get away from the 2 sloppy sealed surface tracks, back to the turf. She had trouble her other own lone turf start prior to that was really hampered by some traffic. I think she gets a good trip. She's drawn outside, Stan. I think she can just sit there, eyes poised off the speed, and make the move. But she's going to have to hold off. I think there's some other tough horses in here. Devilish Love could be rolling. Daylight Ahead is in good form, but I think she's perfect stalk and pounce kind of trip.
All right, she won the race last year, and Lovable Lady be tough to beat again this year. I'll try to beat her with the long shots. A nice running here of the Jamila, race 6. I'm 5 deep here in this race. How deep are you in your pick 6?
I believe
Three or 4 deep,
yeah,
right?
3 deep. Yeah, 1, 3, and 8. Yep.
It might be a race to spread deep a little bit here, try to get live there in that first leg of the pick 6. Let's turn the page here. Race 7 kicks off the late pick 5 here, and what a nice allowance race this is. First level allowance race for 3-year-olds, going 6 furlongs here. And let's take a look here. A horse you like, the one Thurman Merman. Here's this impressive win at Parks last out for this 3-year-old son of Tapazar.
Yeah, that's him dropping back right now. You just saw him highlighted. He was up between horses early. Had to check out of it pretty sharply, and a good pickup by the chart callers. You know, like I said, lost 2 to 3 lengths. Give you kind of a good idea what was going on if you didn't see the race. Recovers, circles out wide, sustains a run about 3 and 4 wide, and really kicks on clearly. Pretty game to the end with a buyer of 81. A lot of versatility to be able to kind of overcome that trouble. Won its debut try in June of 2016. Beat Boys from Boston. It was a pretty nice horse, I believe, for Jerry Robstand, if I remember that correctly. It's come back into form. Good effort there. I think we'll hold form today. Down inside, speed doesn't need it. We saw it. He doesn't need to have it. But I think the 3, tis he the one for Linda Rice is a real interesting type, and I think you might still get a little bit of value on a Linda Rice horse. You got value first time out with this 3-year-old back in January. We haven't seen him since. I know he was a vet scratch up in New York back in early June. But the fact that she's running this horse back at 6, he was a little sluggish out of the gate in the debut. I think maybe he's showing a little bit more life in the mornings. He's a little bit sharper right now. I think he can keep the speed close. It's a shorter field and kind of churn them down late.
With the scratch of the 4, 6, and the 7 here, only 4 in here, but it's a tough race. I use all 4. It's a nice group of allowance runners. I go with the 2 Metallic on top, a well-bred son of Medaglia d'Oro. They paid $340,000 for this guy. Ad Keeneland, a decent third. And the debut, he's beaten by No Mo Doe, who came back and won the Sir Barton at Pimlico. Twin Valor would come back to win. Metallic put it all together in his second career start to break the maiden. That was a brilliant workout here at Laurel Park, June 16th, 5 furlongs, a minute and 1 bullet work. So I think this horse sitting on a big effort, but it's a nice group of allowance runners.
Short field of 4, but a good-looking group of 3-year-olds. Expedited Vision. You got to talk about that one for Phil Schoenthal. Maybe they thought this horse was a little bit better on the dirt. They got a race on the turf to get him going. Wins at 22 to 1, nearly 23 to 1 in debut. Comes back out of a mare who is, won 3 races sprinting on the dirt. This horse was really digging in game. I mean, looking at the eyes through the binoculars, I was, calling the chart. He looked really, really good. Did not want to get anybody get by. Took all the pressure and was able to win. He might be better on the dirt.
And he might get the best trip in here too. Being on the outside, should have early speed with Russell aboard, might be able to dictate the early tempo. So that's why I hit the all button. A tricky race to handicap there, race 7. Let's turn the page here. Race still some more stake races to go here in the late pick 4 year. Races 8, 9, 10 all stake. So the late pick 4 is going to give you 3 of 4 stake races in that sequence here. Race 8 to start the late pick 4, and we had that bonus today for all you premier players. Go to guest services and check out that bonus in the late pick 4 today. Race 8 is the White Oak Farm Stakes for 3-year-old and upward Virginia breds, 5.5 furlongs on the Fort Marcy rail at 87 feet. Let's take a look here. 2 Notch Road, the 10-year-old Virginia bred. Here's his win. This was at Pimlico. The White Oak Farm was at Pimlico last June. He gets up here at 12 to 1 with Julian Pimentel aboard. This was the last time he won. This was his 6th career win out of only 33 starts as a 10-year-old. I think he's been beautifully managed by trainer Glenn Thompson, who's also the owner of this 10-year-old. He's made almost $500,000. Pimentel gets back aboard today. Some good works up there at Monmouth. The horse has run well fresh before the comeback race last year when the horse came back to the race as a 9-year-old last year against a tough 2 other than open allowance 2 other than here. It was a good second that day to Maid Bale. So I think the 10-year-old 2 Notch Road against these restricted Virginia bred kind of horse is very tough to beat.
Yeah, he looks tough. I guess the old guy doesn't want to retire, huh?
Right.
He wants to keep on going, keep on working. You saw in that video last year, he encountered trouble into the turn, was able to regroup. Available was to the far outside. Looked like he was making a decent run, but 2 Notch Road had plenty left in the tank. He was never going to catch him in that race. And once again, he draws outside. He's got tactical enough speed. Not a lot of speed in the race. It's going to help Available's chances. He's going to go send maybe the 2 Rare Art. My price shot to use underneath is going to be the 4 What a Wildcat for trainer Jerry Brooks. I thought this horse ran pretty well off a return from November to April behind the likes of Came Back, Where's Dominic. Then he did well against Make My Saturday. The horse was a repeat winner. It's a 10-time winner. This horse knows where the wire is. I think What a Wildcat is really going to fire a good shot today. somewhere from 7 or 8 out of it. He's gonna have to help for a little pace help up front, but I expect a good kick from him.
Well, you get Stevie Hamilton aboard for Jerry Brooks. I use that runner in my top 4. The one available second off the layoff for Suzanne Dempsey is having a good year. 4 wins out of 8 starts. Availables 1 here before. Maybe a tough inside post though. He's got to. First of all, you got to have a good trip to beat 2 Notch Road, and you're not going to get the best of trips. I don't think closing from the inside. Sometimes this horse has shown some early speed though.
Yeah, I think 5 is his best distance. Maximizes the punch for him. But just looking at the field face value, if the 2 doesn't go or the 6, maybe 'tis our time, he could find himself right up on or near the lead. I just don't know if he's got that late kick that finish that maybe the 4-1 Wildcat could have, or especially 2 Notch Road.
All right, so both Keith and I on the 10-year-old 2 Notch Road there in the White Oak Farm, race 8 to kick off that late pick 4, race 9. We're on the all-along turf course going 5.5 furlongs. This is the M. Tyson Gilpin for Virginia bred filly mares 3 and up here. Let's take a look here. My top pick, Awake Today, 5-year-old Virginia bred for Robbie Bales. Here's her win last November against Open 25,000 Company. That's a tough race here at Laurel Park. She had to break from the 1 hole this day. She went right to the front. A game win by a nose at 42-1 with Katie Davis aboard for Robbie Bales. You get a top rider now here, Javion Toledo for the comeback race. Been working lights out in the morning. You see that fast bullet workout June 1st here at Laurel Park, a half mile, 46-2. That was the fastest of 27 works that morning. Wake Today, a 2-time winner here at Laurel Park. I think sitting on a big race here against Virginia breds coming off the layoff at 8-1.
A Rapid Rhythm better be tied on. Like I say, she clearly is the horse to beat. I still have her on top, but Awake Today to 3 horses is a mare that I've always thought highly of. She's had a lot of talent. She's run some bang-up races at big price. I think I actually might have had her there at 42-1 going way back, or I was crying because I didn't have her because I almost always use her. But yeah, she fits this perfectly. Is fresh. You're talking about the works. Robbie's got her really looks like razor sharp and ready to go. And if she's ever going to kind of get the job done in the stakes, this is the day. Trisha's Wish, I think she's lost a step. She is outside speed. The 2 is your other price user. Do what I say. I'm going to toss the last. I don't know what happened there, but you see a kind of a blowout win. 3 races back. I know it was last May. She's another one. She has talent. Trombetta when you least expect it. She's going to make a sharp move, and into it. Once again, the finishing punch, but Rapid Rhythm, get speed 4 in a grade 3. Giants Causeway against Lady really nobody's fault. There's not these kind of horses in here today. Like I say, pretty much a virtual omnifig when you break it down.
All right, so I respect that one. You have to use her in your exact. I go 3 deep here in my pick 6, using the 3 Awake Today, the 7 Rapid Rhythm, the heavy favorite. How about the 11 Northern Eclipse on the outside, a 2-time winner on the grass here at Laurel Park, a good second last out on a yielding turf course at Pimlico. Now we're going to get to a firm turf course here. Should get a nice trip on the outside. Sheldon Russell for Hugh McMahon. McMahon's been red hot recently, and Russell and McMahon together, they're 40% from the last 10 starters with a positive ROI.
I think it's the right kind of shot. You take the shot in here other than the favorite. Her numbers aren't terrible compared to the rest of the field. I think she's in good form right now. She's thriving right now in Hugh McMahon's barn, and she's going to be forwardly placed, I believe, in this bunch, and she'll be making an impact upper stretch, mid stretch. Can she kick home like these proven types? Like I say, she's a what, a 3-in-lifer where you've got to Wake Today, who's gotten through it and has run well in kind of
tougher
allowance races. So she's going to have to step it up a little bit.
There'll be some long shots that win. Some of these,
it happens every year like this.
And if you
pop in there and blow it up.
If you beat the heavy favorite in race 9, then you might be looking at a big payday. A long shot here. Let's take a look at the 9 Sister Says real quick for trainer Tim Keefe. We talked to Tim Keefe about this Virginia bred filly a couple mornings ago. She just won her turf debut against Maiden 40,000 Company here at Laurel last April. They've freshened her since then, been working well in the mornings, and they're high on her. She's stepping up in the Stakes Company today. Let's see here what trainer Tim Keefe has to say about Sister Says in the M.
She's by Ecclesiastic. I did have another mare last year, a couple years ago, See What Happens. She was also by Ecclesiastic, definitely grass. I do think the grass helped her. This filly has also taken a step forward with each race. She's gotten a little bit better. I think the grass also moved her up. She came flying from a little bit out of it up at Pimlico to win. She's trained in the mornings with Lay Weekend. She's worked with Lay Weekend. I'm not quite sure she's at the same level as Lay Weekend, but she also, like Lay Weekend, is very, she wants to win. And I'm looking forward to trying her. It's a little softer spot than the Jamelia, the 6th race that I have Lay Weekend in, but I think she fits well here, and Tom and I are going to give her a shot today.
All right, so there's trainer Timmy Keefe. She's stepping up in company today. The horse she beat last out, Rhythm and Rap, when she broke her maiden. Rhythm and Rap came back to win. So this filly may be going in the right direction at a big price with Steve Hamilton aboard.
And sometimes, you look at my morning lines, you look at this for the whole card. Yeah, I've got 2 to 5s, 4 to 5, 4 to 5, 9 to 5s. Okay, well, if you can't quite beat them, there are opportunities even underneath. You talked about these 20, 30 to 1 shots. If you like 2 of them, bet them hard, $10, $20 exactas, you might come away with a $28, $40 exacta payout. You've got it multiple times. So don't just sit there, it's 4 to 5, looks tough. Dig out a price shot, and you've got plenty of them underneath that could get there today.
Especially with these big full fields here in these turf stakes. Let's turn the page. We have 6 turf stakes today on our world-class turf course to feature, of course, and that's because of the horses that are in the race. That's race 10, the Mr. Diz, 4 Maryland-bred 3-year-olds and upwards, 6 furlongs on the Fort Marcy turf course with the rail at 87 feet. We have a couple champions in here. The 11-year-old Ben's Cat, 5-time Maryland-bred champion of the year. Same as overall Maryland-bred horse of the year, and he's been the turf-bred horse of the year for this 4, 5, 6 years as well. He's 7-2 in here. He's got to go against another champion here, Flash Phelps, who's been your Maryland-bred turf champion the last couple years. He's won the last 2 runnings of the Maryland Million Turf, including this running here last October. Flash Phelps here for trainer Rodney Jenkins. He's a 3-time winner here at Laurel Park. He beat a nice field here. Spartianos, Grandy Flora, they're back in to challenge Flash Phelps here in the Mr. Diz. This race was going a mile, the Maryland Million Turf. He's cutting back in distance today. This is his first start since last November. He's been working well in the mornings, including a sensational 3-furlong bullet workout, 35-1. So it looks like Rodney Jenkins trying to put the speed into Flash Phelps. He broke his maiden sprinting on the turf over there at Pimlico against Maiden Special Weight Company. Beat pool winner in that race. So I think he's going to love the 6-furlong distance, and he's got his main man, Victor Carrasco, back in the saddle. Let's see here what trainer Rodney Jenkins had to say about the 6-year-old Maryland-bred champion, Flash Phelps.
Flash is doing great. I've really had a hard time getting a race for him, so that's why I'm going this 3/4. I know that's not his distance, but no, it's got natural speed. I hope that he's close at the head of the lane. He'll make a race of it. He's doing good. He's sound. He's same old spoiled self, but he's a lovely horse to be around.
Keith, he gets a nice outside post. I don't think he'll be too far back turning for home. I think he'll be right there. I think he's going to love the 6 furlongs today.
He's naturally gifted with a turn of foot, and boy, did he turn into a different animal after being gelded going back before that 2015 campaign. Reeled off several wins in a row. You see the workouts. Yeah, it looks to me like they were kind of pointing for this. And he's got one target. Spartianos is going to go from the outside. He is the speed of the speed. I don't see anybody as fast as him early. He tried to stretch his speed a mile 3 races back, ran pretty good against Flash Phelps. I kind of see maybe a lineup race here. Spartianos away and Flash Phelps, when he gets in that little rhythmic stride that he gets into, loves the looping turns, a big sweeping move. You're going to see it on display this afternoon. I think Spartianos gets to the front. Flash Phelps wears them down. Price horses underneath. I like Grandiflora rocking on by as my other price shots underneath. I think they'll come from somewhere like mid-pack. Grandiflora has been closer in the past with Lynch, so I expect him to run a big one today.
All right, so we both like Flash Phelps on top. What about Ben's Cat, the 11-year-old? This is his 3rd race back this year. He could be sitting on a huge race. An 8-time winner here at Laurel Park. He won the Mr. Diz 6 years in a row, and then was beat in the race last year. I don't think he liked a good turf course last year. He's going to get a firm turf course today. Karamanos has won on this horse before, going way back. He'll get a good outside trip. Can the 11-year-old champion Ben's Cat get back in good form today?
Once again, this is the field where I think Karamanos might have him a little bit closer. Get his attention. He'll say, okay, put him right into the race. He'll be there by the time the field turns for home. Is that kick going to be there? A little excuses. He was dead down inside. Maybe didn't like the trip, comfortable trip on the return last time out. Good field in that turf sprint. Richards boy, pay any price. That was tough at 5/8 for him, especially at a little bit older age, to get right up to where he wanted to be. I think it's more comfortable distance for him this afternoon. So if he's going to come back, this is probably the spot.
Well, you have a key draw in off the A, the horse
Yeah.
you have in your exactas, because you scratch the 8, Concordia's way out of here. So make sure you're paying attention. The 12, Spartianos, draws in off the AE, and this horse won last time we saw him here at Laurel Park. That was a 2 other than allowance turf sprint, went right to the front that day and kept on going. He's 6 for 6 in the money here at Laurel Park on the turf with 3 wins. Mike Pino, good trainer to get Edgar Prado on the outside with speed. Spartianos, he's definitely going to have a factor one way or another in this race.
Absolutely. I think he goes a long, long way.
All right, so nice running up the Mr. Diz, our featured turf stake today. Out of 6 turf stakes, this is the feature with Flash Phelps, Ben's Cat, Spartianos, Talk Show Man in there. Nice running of the Mr. Diz. One more race to go here on our 11 race program. Hopefully you're live in some late pick 4s, late pick 5s, maybe the rainbow pick 6 for a big payday. It's a nice maiden special weight on the all along turf course, going 5.5 furlongs here. Maiden special weight 3 and up. And I'll go with the 5 here. Early Gray, Sheldon Russell aboard here for trainer Phil Schoenthal. The turf race didn't go too well last out, but now we're getting blinkers on, second off the layoff. The horse has a nice half-mile work from the gate, 48-2 since that last comeback race. Hopefully this 4-year-old son of Flatter, making his second start of his 4-year-old year with blinkers on, gets back in good form today with Sheldon Russell aboard.
Yeah, last year in the Punchline Stakes, only beaten 5 behind the likes, Moon River available, 2-notch road. Just kind of a bad actor last time out. I expected more. I really liked him that day. And they didn't really bet him. I'll give him a free pass. The blinkers go on. He attracts Sheldon, maybe a little bit of a tell for the 5 Early Gray. The other horses to use, obviously the entry, the Trombetta entry, on the wings out of that mare Grecian Wings. We've seen several of her foals run around here. Half to All We Want for Christmas, who was pretty quick in his own right. And I guess you got to respect the 4 Holiday Hopes. Proven on the grass, going longer, shortening up. But the numbers certainly work compared to the rest of the field.
All right, Early Gray. We both like Early Gray in the finale. That'd be a nice 6-1 price to cap off a pick 6.
Yep.
I'm 4 deep in the last. I used a 2, 4, 5, 9 in the last race.
It's probably a spread race. It'd be interesting to see, what kind of money the Trombetta entry gets.
All right, $450,000 in turf stakes today on our turf courses. Best of luck. I'll be on with Ty Ellis this afternoon trying to give you some winners. Nice carryover in that pick 6 starting in race 6. Dave Rod, good luck in your pick 6 ticket today.
I'm going to try.
All right.
Give it a shot.
Got to be in it to win it. Dave Robin coming up next with all of today's scratches and changes. Good luck.
Good luck.